Have you ever heard a sound in the middle of the night that just wasn't right? A sound that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Tonight, I have a story for you. A story that begins in a place long forgotten by time, nestled deep within a whispering forest. Picture this, a solitary old house, its wooden bones creaking under the weight of a relentless storm. Rain lashes down, and the only light comes from a sliver of cold, blue moonlight that catches the glistening roof tiles. The wind howls through the ancient trees, their branches like skeletal fingers clawing at the sky. It's a place that feels heavy with secrets, a place where loneliness has soaked into the very timbers of the walls. It is the kind of house you see in a nightmare and pray you never find in real life. This is where our story begins. Inside this desolate home, in a room lit by the flickering flame of a single, sputtering candle, a young boy named Kenji is lost in a book. The world outside rages, but in here, there's a fragile peace. The soft light throws long, dancing shadows across the tatami mats, and the rhythmic drumming of rain against the window pane is almost a lullaby. Kenji's engrossed, his imagination far away in a land of heroes and dragons. He traces the words on the page, a small island of warmth in the vast, cold darkness of the house. But then, a sound cuts through this storm. A soft, rhythmic thump, thump, thump. Kenji freezes. His eyes dart up from the book, wide and questioning. It wasn't the wind, it wasn't the rain. It was different. It was close. The sound seems to pull him from his fantasy world back into the chilling reality of the old house. He holds his breath, listening, his heart beginning to hammer against his ribs like a trapped bird. The silence that follows is even more terrifying than the sound itself. His gaze is drawn to the darkest corner of the room, to a piece of furniture that has stood there for as long as he can remember. A massive, antique wardrobe. Its dark wood seems to swallow the candlelight, its ornate carvings like grinning faces in the gloom. The brass handles are dull with age, and a fine layer of dust coats its surface. It's always just been a part of the room, a silent giant holding old clothes and forgotten things. But tonight, it's different. Tonight, it feels alive. And as he stares, the sound comes again. Thump, thump, thump. It's coming from inside the wardrobe. The doors, thick and heavy, are vibrating. Just slightly, but it's unmistakable. A slow, steady knocking from within. Kenji's blood runs cold. His mind races, trying to find a logical explanation. A trapped animal, the house settling, but the rhythm is too deliberate, too human. It feels like a plea or a demand. The wardrobe, once a familiar object, has transformed into a vessel of pure dread. Dust motes, disturbed by the vibrations, dance in the faint light like tiny, frantic spirits. He can't look away. Fear, absolute and paralyzing, takes hold. We zoom in, so close, we can see the reflection in Kenji's eye. His pupil is a black hole of terror, and in its glossy surface, the dark, menacing shape of the wardrobe is perfectly mirrored. The cold, blue light from the window catches the unshed tears welling up, and in that single eye we see his whole world collapsing. It's not just fear of the unknown anymore. It's a dawning, horrifying realization. A memory, buried deep, is clawing its way to the surface, triggered by that persistent, heartbreaking knock. He remembers a game of hide-and-seek he played with his mother years ago, on a day just like this. "You count, Kenji. Don't peek," she had said, her laughter echoing in the halls. He had counted to 100, slowly, excitedly, and then he had searched. He searched everywhere. The kitchen, the veranda, under the beds, but he never found her. He had called her name until his throat was raw, but the only answer was the sighing of the wind. He was so young. He eventually grew tired, cried himself to sleep, and when he woke up, his father told him his mother had gone away on a long trip. He was told to never, ever open the old wardrobe, and as a child, he obeyed. He forgot. Until now. That sound. Thump, thump, thump. It isn't a monster. It isn't a ghost. It's a memory. It's the sound of his mother, playfully knocking from her hiding spot, a hiding spot she never left. The realization hits him with the force of a physical blow, shattering his childhood, rewriting his entire life in one horrific instant. The forgotten mother, the locked wardrobe, the midnight knock. He can't breathe. He can't stay. He scrambles to his feet, his book forgotten on the floor. He doesn't think. He just runs. He bursts out of the room, out of the house, and into the cleansing violence of the storm. The cold rain hits him like 1,000 needles, but he doesn't feel it. He just runs, away from the house, away from the truth that now lives there. Looking back one last time, he sees the house plunged into darkness, except for one window. In that window, where his room is, a faint silhouette of a woman stands watching. Her form is hazy, sorrowful, and strangely beautiful against the stormy night. A mother, finally seen, watching her son run free. She doesn't follow. Her long wait is over. The knocking has finally been heard. What we choose to forget doesn't always stay buried. Sometimes it just waits in the dark, in the silent corners of our lives, knocking softly until we are finally ready to listen. Thanks for watching. If you were moved or chilled by this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the shadows. Stay safe and always check your closets.